Hey everyone, and welcome back to Voices of Vicenza. Cayman and Randy here today.
How's it going?
It's going well. I hear we're going to be talking all things New Year's resolutions.
Yeah, like we had this list on the board from last year, and that's what spurred me to talk about it as our previous resolutions we've had, and how are other people going to handle that?
Yeah, when we'll get to that in a bit, but in the meantime, we have a special guest here.
All right. Hey, this is Josh from the Elderly Fitness Center.
Hey Josh, how's it going? Thanks
All
for
right,
coming
all
on the
right.
podcast.
Yeah, I got you.
And tell us a little bit about yourself. Elderly Fitness Center, so I'm assuming when we talk all things New Year's resolutions, you're going to be slightly biased.
Well, it's going to be not so biased. We're going to go like big picture, right? Because the gym is way bigger than what people give it credit for.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah, it's not just the gym. Obviously there's programs and projects and facilities and equipment and people obviously that make up all these things. So
That's true.
two of the people that were in there yesterday was me and Cayman.
Yep.
I was skateboarding over there looking for you, Josh, and I saw Cayman and her husband playing pickleball.
Yep.
Right.
Big fan of the pickleball court.
That's huge. There's a league going on. There's 65 people in that league.
What?
That's,
Is it really?
for reference, it's bigger than a basketball league.
Wow.
Oh, I
that's
totally
awesome.
wasn't tracking. So I'm only on day 3 of pickleball.
Oh, so,
So I'm
basically
not.
pro.
I'm a pro. Yeah, no. I mean, I'm lucky if I can hit the ball. But big fan. So let's start off, Randy.
Yes.
How do you feel about New Year's resolutions, generally speaking?
I think they're good. I like personally, I think they're good, but I also know that it doesn't have. You can have a resolution anytime. You don't have to wait for New Year's. However, that's just a convenient time. It's a nice clean calendar start, and you can get some good goals started. And let me know when you want to hit on how ours went.
Yeah. I think we'll definitely get to that there in a bit. Josh, what about you?
New Year's resolutions. It's always good to have something on the calendar,
Mm.
right? That target. You put it on the calendar, you're there. Basically, you put it on the calendar, you wrote it down. Like you guys, on the board behind me, I see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your calendar. That's what you wrote.
Yeah.
But with that, why wait?
Right.
Doing
Exactly.
it now. Right? We're in November.
Yeah.
We're about to see some holiday kind of interruptions of our flow.
Mhm.
We're gonna have some days off. The gym might be closed.
Mhm.
Life will get in the way. Life things happen.
Yeah.
So if you make that now, make these decisions now.
Mhm.
These decisions are going to be much different if you make them now than if you make them in January
Yeah.
Right.
or late December, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw, we've all heard that, it takes X days. I've heard different numbers of 30 days or 44 days, whatever, to make a habit,
Mhm.
doing something all the time. So I'm just trying to make habits out of these things, good habits, hopefully. That's how I approach goals
Yeah.
and resolutions and stuff.
Yeah, I have to say I don't necessarily believe in New Year's resolutions. I think it's a good starting point for a reset,
Mhm.
but it's all about being intentional and consistent with whatever goals it is that
Mhm.
you set. So, with that, we can circle back to last year's goals, Randy.
Well, wait, one of yours was less scrolling. And right before the podcast here, it looked like you were scrolling.
I wasn't scrolling; I was making my Thanksgiving grocery list. There's a difference.
She was putting it on the calendar.
Yeah. What did you mean by scrolling? Like social media?
Social
scrolling?
media.
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. And I can absolutely confirm that I actually replaced scrolling with podcasts. So.
Uh-huh. Do you
I feel
feel is that a positive improvement? I mean, it's a different.
Absolutely.
It's a swap. So
Absolutely.
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
some- maybe
Educational podcasts here and there, maybe a true crime type,
I was trying to learn recently how to weld. I don't. It's one of the. My dad was a welder, and I just always had this idea. I want to learn how to. Maybe that'll be my resolution. I already started on it. I got a head start. So
really. So not walking a mile every day.
okay. Well,
Weld a mile every day.
Weld a mile, a mile
lot of
down.
welding.
You're gonna be a deep sea welder before you know it.
I'll drive somewhere and drive a mile away and weld something. But
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. Then-
I personally think actually maybe the gym should implement. What do you call those? Like a tally tracker. So if somebody starts their New Year's resolution on January 1st, they can come in and tick off every day they come into the gym.
Yeah, I mean, some people need that for the pressure to be
Yeah,
successful.
the accountability.
But others are maybe like, no, don't shame me. I didn't make it. Whatever.
Yeah.
And that's okay too. Like, there's times I miss things, and yeah,
I mean, we all need this accountability.
Yeah.
Right. So sure, the gym has a lot of things, and you mentioned earlier, like we got the facility, we got the classes, we got this, we got that. There's a whole bunch of different types of people in there, which is cool. Because think about it, people in there are actually all agreeing on the same thing at the same time. It doesn't happen in many places in life these
Yeah,
days.
yeah, that's
So
true.
when I said the gym is way bigger than it is,
Yeah.
that could add a little bit of gym intimidation, we call it.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like, wait, what are we going to do in the gym? There's 1,000 things we could do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we all need that accountability to kind of guide us.
Yeah.
When we're thinking about resolutions and goals, like write them down, right? And if you need help writing them down, there's a ton of resources to do so. But really, get it on the calendar. That's holding yourself accountable. That's raising your standard, right? Regardless of where you're starting and when you're starting. And I do agree. Building those habits now are going to give you that next level up in life as compared to waiting until late December or January 1st to figure that out. When really, maybe you're a week into January and then your friend finally is like, "What's your resolution?" You're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it yet." And then you make it.
Yeah.
So boom, you set yourself up kind of not for failure, but you're already, behind the bell curve, right?
Yeah. Yeah. One of mine last year was to eat 3 salads a week.
3.
Because I'm all about transition and
Yeah.
crawl, walk, run, and I can't just go instantly I'm going to eat healthier.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's too vague, and specific was 3 salads, and I'm like, well, that's doable.
You're also not a big vegetable guy.
right. I
so-
only started eating salads at like
Yeah.
40, so I really didn't eat salad before 40.
So
So I'm
3
over 40.
salads at 40. That's a lot of salad.
Yeah,
Think about it.
but now I like them. I just I don't know. I just gotta. It's a little bit of the work, the logistics. Like, you gotta have the vegetables to be able to eat the vegetables.
Yeah. And
Never
preparing
mind
it.
that you just throw it all in a bowl.
That's it should be the easiest thing for me to make
Isn't
because I
that
don't
how
know
you
how to
make a
cook.
salad?
Oh, it's not. Oh, I was going with it. I thought it was. Throw it in there. Josh, did you have it? Have you had any in the last year or years or anything?
Yeah, so last year's goal was really doing. I put it on the calendar. It was a competitive little event that I had going on. There was 2 of them. One was a cycling race. It's called the Legend, and the Legend is Il Strada Bianca.
Oh, okay. I heard of it. I heard of the name there. You said it's Strada Bianca.
So it's in Tuscany. There's a lot of white roads in Tuscany.
Mm-hmm.
aka Strade roads. Bianca, white roads of Tuscany. And there's a professional cycling race down there that is actually the furthest south monument in cycling, which is pretty cool. And it gains, I think 6,000 people ride in that. So you're in the start and you go to like 6,000 people and you're like, oh, wow, I'm just me.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we put that on the calendar and it's early season. So, one recommendation, if I may, would be put something on your calendar that's a little closer than you think is achievable, right? Because I had to ride people putting something on their calendar in April means you got to train during the winter. And if you don't, you better in the very early spring,
Yeah.
right? And or you will get there and you will be humbled.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm all about it incrementally doing things. Yeah, like you got to build up to it. So yeah, but yeah, don't put it out so far that it's like, that's too far away.
Yeah, don't. It's not December 31st, 2026, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a little closer than that.
I mean, long-term goals are cool, right? But I think shorter-term, more achievable, but ones that kind of push you just past that point of like, oh, I might not be able to do that if one little thing gets in my way, right? And
yeah.
and that raises your own standard because if that one little thing does get in your way and you hop over it, boom, chemical dump. It's
Yeah.
like that chemical high five.
Yeah.
You achieve this,
Right,
you got
yeah.
over that, and you're working towards the goal you have on the calendar.
I like that.
And which chemical are we talking about?
Oh, there's a ton of chemicals, right? So
I just see a few written on the
Yeah,
board,
yeah.
so
the chemical high five is dopamine.
Okay.
Right? So when I achieve something, when you achieve something, you skateboard to the gym and then get your sick pump on because you jumped into this strength training class.
Oh, I was just skateboarding. It was,
Well,
it ended
even
there.
even that is stimulating, right? And all we
Yeah.
need is a stimulus that's different than the rest
Yeah.
of the monotonous part of our day.
Right, yeah.
And then bam, it makes us kind of shift our mood, right?
Yeah.
So that dopamine is that chemical that's like one makes you feel good. And it's that chemical high five. And anytime you do anything physical, you get that. The best, drug in the world. if you wanna
Yeah.
Call it that.
So yeah, I was looking up the New Year's resolutions that people have had over the years, and like by far, well, pretty much the
Yeah.
top one pretty clearly is exercising more. So that's also vague. I kind of like that. That leaves room to
Yeah.
do whatever the type of exercise, fitness related thing is.
Yeah, I was and that's a great point, right? Exercise is super personal. So some people might not have time to make it to the gym, and that's okay. It's about doing what you can in the moment. So if that's doing something, at your house, doing a quick walk around the block with the family, it's all about the little steps. So making it a attainable.
What are you watching me walk when I do little steps, little baby
I
steps?
don't know, but I'm
steps.
gonna start it.
Little skateboard strides.
Abnormally short strides.
No, yeah. And then the other one, the other one is eating healthier. So that was where mine came in. Oh,
Yeah.
my other exercising one was a mile a day. I was like, that's achievable, right?
Mhm.
Like
Yeah,
You were doing it there for a while around the lake.
yeah, like for a short while. Unfortunately, that's why I'm doing it. I want to inspire other people today. That's why the idea for this podcast, to get myself reminding myself to to do better. As all I can do is better. It's hard to change from like night and day to I'm now a marathon runner. That's probably not going to happen. Not at least in the short term. But
Right.
to do better is all I want.
Yeah,
So.
incremental change.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. And I was also listening to a podcast the other day, and the lady made a point. She said, "You know what you can do, a habit that you can implement that you can be consistent with anywhere you go is making your bed. Actually, no matter where you are,
My
Right,
wife
you can
does
get up
that one. Yeah.
and make your bed,
Yeah.
whether it's at a hotel, friend's
Yeah.
house, your own house.
Yeah.
So it's about being consistent.
You've been talking to my wife about that one.
I
It's
know,
not bad. It's just that she's like, make the bed. I'm like, okay, got
Make
it.
the bed.
Yeah.
I might not do it the second she wants, so
Right.
I always feel like she's a little harder on me than it sounds. But it's really just saying, don't forget.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Well, you and my husband can commiserate then because I do the exact same thing.
Yeah,
You
all
better.
right,
I
cool.
better see the bed made if I get up before you.
And what that's doing though is like you're taking a hold of a choice
Mm-hmm.
the first thing you do in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
right? You made that choice,
Mm-hmm.
right? You make that choice. I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do X, whether it's the bed or a workout, or getting your mile in,
Mm-hmm.
or getting your steps in, and then you check that off. When you check that off, that little bit of achievement
Mm-hmm.
also dumps a chemical,
Yeah.
right? And we got all these chemicals, and they're just firing all day. And if you choose to do those things, you still will get those chemicals. You don't just have to kind of walk around without these things or a process or a list of things you need to do in the day and then hope you're going to get them.
Yeah.
Right?
So, question for you, gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of transitioning into some other New Year's resolutions.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people also say, "Hey, I want to read more books." But the question I have for you, because sometimes we're seeing now podcasts are replacing books. So, how do you guys feel about that? What do you think?
I think it's great. But I really think people need to take notes.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's, you're reading a book, this is, quite a different process than listening to a book or listening to a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We find a lot of people like sitting there. Like, I bet if we put a camera here, people would watch this whole show of us talking on a podcast, but visually,
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
just because they want to see how we're delivering it,
Yeah.
how we're moving, how we're
Yeah.
controlling the room, or however that's working, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think we need notes, right? Because if we don't take the notes, like,
What are we going to take away from it, basically?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
So
like-
implementing active listening, essentially.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's fair.
I think I love podcasts. I joke that as a journalist I can't read. I can,
Are you
but
sure that's not because you're in the Marines?
short term, short
Burn.
attention span. Like I get tired. I get kind of bored when I'm reading.
Yeah.
But the times I've read, and it's when it really stimulates my creative mind of starting to think, because you don't have pictures; it's all word pictures, and you start going, you imagine this,
Mhm.
where you're at or what's really happening then, and you put yourself in the shoes of whatever's going on in the book, and so I do like that. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm getting inspired by some of the stuff you're saying, Josh. Of believe it or not, saying to that the taking accountability of the things that you're doing to these little chemical dumps, but it's more reminding me that I do feel good when I like actually make a little bit of achieve a little goal, and that little goal keeps me going for the next thing,
Yeah,
and then it
that's a game
becomes that
changer.
habit, and then I'm
Mhm.
able to keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're game changers, and we have control of that. We have this choice. It's like I always like say, well, when coaching, it's like taking a shower. Like, guys, we have the answers. If we're dirty and we take a shower,
Yeah.
we're gonna get clean.
Yeah.
Like, we have that answer. If we want to feel good and do something good for our body, we can go work out and be active. That's a choice,
Mhm.
And not doing so, oftentimes we like to, throw as life in there as an excuse.
Yeah. Got
But
a lot of them. Got a lot.
yeah,
of them.
life
Yeah,
will get in the
absolutely.
way.
Yeah.
But holding ourselves to a higher standard will really, start that transformation. And that's kind of what we're after.
What are some of the things you have at the gym? So I've been, and I say the gym, but I do like fitness center because it's not just gym. People think certain things
Yeah.
at the gym, and there's a gamut of things, right?
Mhm.
Whole range. But what are some of the things that are pretty popular, or things you think people could take more advantage of that maybe they don't know as much about?
Like the
Yeah.
pickleball courts.
Yeah, pickleball courts really just opened. We're definitely the only Army garrison in Italy, and only one of what I think is two, because one of them didn't complete it, so we beat them. We're sitting in second place. So we did just repaint the tennis courts, and the tennis courts now have 2 pickleball courts on them.
Oh,
But that's not even the best news.
what's the best news?
Yeah, the best news is that we took our outdoor multi-purpose court, which is right in front of the hotel, and we painted 3 dedicated, as in only pickleball court lines at that space, right? So now actually we have 5 outdoor courts and 3 indoor courts.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's dark outside in the mornings and gets dark early now, so that's good
Yeah.
for or bad weather is kind of the
Yeah, it's been raining
wintery time.
frequently, so that's why I've been taking advantage of the interior ones. But I'm gonna have to go check out the outside courts.
Yep. Yeah, no, they're beautiful. They got that airborne color right in the middle, in the pickleball kitchen. And, yeah, no, it's nice. But hey, those indoor courts, they are seeing use. Right,
Yeah.
it's always booked out. And in that I mentioned earlier, 65 people playing in the league right now.
Right.
And we took this pickleball league, and when we designed it, we're kind of thinking, well, pickleball is either 2-on-2 or 1 versus 1. How do we make it a team thing? So sure, there is Major League Pickleball, and that's pretty high level, and they have teams. But what they're doing is they're super stacking teams. Everybody works together, but the format stays the same. So 2 versus 2 or 1 versus 1. I was like, well, let's make it a team thing so we can get squads of soldiers out there and groups of friends out there, and then we're getting after the social aspect.
Yeah.
Because I really think the pickleball part, not only the physical activity, but a lot of social stuff. Because between matches, you're sitting there talking to
Yeah, all
someone
your
else.
teammates.
Yep.
Yeah.
someone that agrees with you.
I actually talked during it, and I like that because pickleball is a little smaller. It's a little closer together than tennis is. So tennis, you're farther away, and you're
I
like,
see.
"Hey, what's going on over there?" But pickleball, you're a little closer, and you can kind of talk some smack to each other
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever.
that's awesome.
So some little friendly banter.
Yeah,
You know?
it's fun. When the pros came this past year, they were, me and our boss got out there and tried to do it on camera, and it was fun. We weren't very good, but we had a good time.
Yeah, and I think that's why it's growing so fast, right? I've played 9-year-olds. I've played. There's a gentleman, a doctor, who's 84 years old who's still playing,
Wow.
Wow.
and yeah, he's getting after it, and I've been beat by both of them.
Yeah.
Right, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm 42 years old.
Yeah.
So what I'm getting at is like, on one end of the spectrum, young people can pick it up, right? And maybe they pick it up quicker than me as a 42-year-old.
Yeah.
But that 84-year-old, he's been playing sport his whole life, so he's actually kind of getting back into physical activity.
Yeah.
And there are some stats out there about this sport, and the doctors are loving it.
Pickleball.
Insurance
maybe
companies
it's
are
low
loving it.
Is it low Is it considered low intensity? Low impact ish?
Low intensity, high impact,
Okay.
right? Which is actually great for for the body, unless you weren't used to that.
Yeah.
So the whole like couch to 5K programs, well, couch to pickleball, you're seeing a lot of MSK injuries, joint injuries,
Oh.
right? Because you are in a small space, but you're moving explosively because you really don't want to mess up,
Yeah.
and you don't want to let your partner down.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of right and lefts and turns and twists and bends that a lot of people aren't used to. So think about planes of motion, right? If I'm walking, if I'm running, if I'm cycling, if I'm doing squats, all of those 4 things I just mentioned are in the same plane of motion, right? Never did I actually twist in any of those motions.
Right. Yeah.
And if I did, it was just a tiny bit of like upper torso or hip in the run. But if I move laterally, that's a different plane of motion, right? And that's one thing we just don't train
Yeah.
unless we're athletes or we're training with somebody who is aware of these planes of motions, right? Which could be a personal trainer. It could be getting into this pickleball league and playing a new sport, because you're going to move in all planes.
Right.
Sport. You might not in the training that people use, thinking they're going to train for that sport, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like I look like a crustacean when I'm playing pickleball because I'm going like
Station? What's this?
like a crab.
Oh, okay.
Going back
okay,
and
I see it. I
forth.
see it now. I had to visualize that. But it's crazy. I've even been hurt doing it. So, when I was training for that cycling event, well, that's one plane of motion. So as soon as you hop into a even low intensity but high impact
Yeah.
version of a different plane of motion,
Yeah.
you actually increase your risk of injury, right?
Right.
So people need to either, maybe possibly check with their doctors ahead of time,
Or
or
be mindful, listen to their bodies,
yeah,
stretch.
like
Stretching is a big
exactly
one.
warm
Warm
up,
up.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
I do that now when I skateboard because I pulled a muscle a little bit not that long ago just from simple pushing, just like the normal part of skateboarding, and
Yeah.
I'm like, and I realized I'm like, I don't stretch at all anything. So now before I ride, I stretch, and I think it helps a lot. So, I'm older, I don't want to get hurt, so
Yeah. That's a fair assessment.
yeah.
So, gentlemen, before we go, rapid fire New Year's resolutions for this year. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Randy, you first.
No, me go last.
All right, Josh.
Yeah. So last year, one of them didn't work out. So the early season Strada Bianchi cycling thing that worked out. I got humbled, but it worked out.
Yeah.
So I'm still humbled, but I ate my humble pie. The second thing didn't work out, which is a September. So I went from April and had one pretty much at the end of the year, right? In September. End of I suppose, the nice weather part of the year.
Right.
And in that, I was actually injured because of pickleball.
Oh no.
Yeah, so and that was a triathlon that I was going to do. So luckily, I'm grateful that although I was past the deadline, because we are over here, serving our country, they moved it for me. So now I have September 28th of this year.
Oh,
Actually,
nice.
it's the 27th. So a day before my anniversary. So that's on the calendar. That's my target. Everything I do from then, or from now until then, hopefully will get me levels up each
Right.
day or every time I train, towards that goal. So that's definitely one of those New Year's things is like make that a priority. I'm not going to let life be my excuse, right? I'm going to raise my standard, and that's what's going to happen. And now that I have it written down, we know that the top 3% of people that have goals written down achieve them,
Yeah.
and 60% of people who don't write them down do not. And the top 10% is they think about their goals, they have them in mind, but they aren't achieving as the top 3%. And then, of course, you got the lower 27%. People that don't think about goals, they live in their box, right? And they're okay with being there. But what they may not get is all of those chemical dumps of feeling good about themselves, achieving things. So you're leaving a lot of stuff out there kind of on the table by not writing down your goals, whether that's now, whether that is a New Year's resolution coming up soon in a month or two. So we're setting ourselves up for success if we do this now, get after these habits.
Well, given that yours is written down, I have no doubt that you'll knock it out of the park for sure.
Yeah.
Randy, what about you?
Oh, okay. I'm ready now. Sorry.
All right, you're ready.
I had to think about them. I was so.
Saw you writing over there.
Yeah, yeah. So this is not a health one or not a physical health one. Be more open-minded.
Okay.
I'm older now, so I don't always think. Like I've already made thoughts about things over my life, and I'm like, this is how I feel about a thing.
Yeah.
But I should be a little more open and able to change and be flexible, flexible mind too.
Yeah.
Well, the awareness you have right there, and
Yeah.
you just showed that
Yeah.
that's already that step. That's already raising your standard, right?
Yeah.
So imagine where that can go.
Yeah. I can't be too open-minded, but there's limits. But
Don't want to take it too far.
yeah. And then the one that I didn't quite succeed at it last year, but I'm going to redo it again. 1 mile a day, and that leads me to wherever I go next, but I'm starting at the 1 mile a day minimum, because if I do that every day, it's 30 miles a month, it's 30
Yeah.
miles I didn't do
Yeah.
potentially.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, and walking's pretty easy. It could be running, but, we'll get there. That's later.
Yeah.
Cayman, what's yours?
Oof. Probably work-life balance. I work a ton, probably 11, 12 hours a day.
Ooh.
At least during I know, what a shame. So really
It's
gonna
bad for your mental health,
I know it
Unless you're super passionate about it.
Yeah. If
yeah,
you love it
I
and you feel better doing it, then that's
yeah,
one thing.
but
sure.
I'd also like some time for myself, so I think I'm going to work on that a little bit. And then also, I guess, fitness related. I have about a 20-minute walk to the public transit in my neighborhood, so I'm going to work on walking there as opposed to taking the bus and then getting on the transit stop there. So
Which means you got to backwards
intentional
plan
movement.
that one.
which
Meaning gotta
is
be up a
totally fine
little
because
bit
I
earlier.
usually get to work about an hour and a half early anyway.
Yeah,
Back to
so-
my work-life
so-
balance.
There's time, wow.
So I'm
Take
just
some of that time for getting your
Exactly.
walk in, getting your steps in.
exactly.
Think about how many days are or how many hours are in the day,
Yeah.
and then how many days are in the year. If we do the math here, you work out 45 minutes, up to maybe an hour. However that is, it's just physical activity. Like that's only 3-4% of the entire day.
Yeah.
Right? So trying to come up with excuses that are like, well, no, I can't do that today because I don't have time.
Yeah.
You don't have 3 or 4% of your day.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, when you break it down by a percentage, it's really minuscule. Yeah, exactly.
It's achievable.
exactly.
So yeah, Josh, thanks for being in today, and I'm more inspired now, to be, not just resolutions, but to, do better. And you've given me some
Be
inspiration.
intentional, set goals, don't wait.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they can be a range of things. It doesn't have to be just this or that, but fitness specific related. Come in the doors of the fitness center here on Ederly, or even on Delden.
Or the pickleball courts.
Pickleball courts, and just get started. Ask for Josh, ask for anybody, in there that, go, hey, I'm hoping to do this a little bit differently or better, and
Right.
and get going,
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much. And to the listeners,
thanks for
hopefully
having
you
us.
walked away inspired with a couple new resolution ideas. So that's all for today. And thank you for tuning in to Voices of Vicenza.